Active Investor here, bringing you another independent analysis. This time we're taking a look at ticker symbol WNC. That's Wabash National Corporation. The chart we're looking at today is a 2-hour chart. Each candlestick on this chart representing 2 hours of trading. And this was a request from Evolve Trading. So thanks for the request, Evolve Trading. Hope you enjoy this analysis. Let's get right to it. So right away, what I do notice about this stock is it has some really clearly defined channels, making it really good for technical analysis. So these pivot points are going to be pretty effective. Pivot points being 1450. Kind of adjust that color though, so everything is matching. 1450, 1350, 13, 1265, and 1220. The stock is currently trading at right around $12.61. Yeah, $12.61. Down 5.40% today. Opened right above $13 and it closed right around $12.61. Yeah, so not the best day for this stock. Down 5.40%. Pretty rough day indeed. But let's see like what might be coming in the future. So we're at around 1261. So we definitely want this support at 1265 to hold. That's right here. $13 is right here. So 1265, we're pretty close to it. And although we technically broke that support, we're like, 1261, it's barely broken. We can definitely get back up there with a little bit of bullishness. And after hours, it does say that we have closed the after hours trading at $12.74. Just keep in mind that we actually are back above that 1265 support. So 1265 should hold, and then if it does, we're looking at a channel between 1265 and 13, like what we saw over here, and like what we saw over here as well. So the next area of resistance is going to be $13 flat on the way up. If we can break $13, we're looking at a push to 1350, and that's where the gap up potential is. So we have a nice rise here from 1350 to 1450, so some pretty nice gap up potential to go from 1350 to 1450 if the stock gets some more legs to it. And that's going to be a, let's see, that's going to be a 7.5% increase. So if you are looking for a potential swing trade and you're watching this video, you could technically put an alert here at 1350, and if we break that, we could see a nice steady run to 1450 like what we saw exactly over here. And not only did we break 1450 in this area, but we tested 1531. And if 1350 did break and hit 1531 again, that's a 13.4% increase. So very nice potential there. Of course, that's going to matter on how your risk potential is. If you get in at 1350 and swing it to 1450, you might want to take profits here just to be safe, since obviously we can get denied pretty hard like we saw here. We did break 1450, that support didn't hold at all. We had some major selling off occur there, and the stock had some major selling off here and here as well, so it can definitely get denied pretty hard. So this is the kind of stock that you definitely want to take profits on. Maybe sell half your shares at 1450 or 3/4 and hold on to a little bit just in case it breaks and runs and tries to break that high at 1531. But of course, like I mentioned, that's really up to your discretion. And that's a little bit ahead of ourselves as well. We still need to break $13 and then $13.50 in order to have that gap of potential. So just keep that in mind, that that gap of potential is there. Simple moving averages, we see the bearish cross, obviously. The 50 period crossed the 20 period here, and the 13 crossed the 20 period there, and then both of those ended up crossing each other. We had the 13 period just recently crossed over the 20 period though, so it tried to leg back up, and that was reflected on these green candles, made some nice higher lows, but then we had just red after red after red. It's really interesting. We had a lot of green and then a lot of red, so pretty hard denial at 1350 there. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. We could see a triple top. If we hit 1350 and get denied there again, we could have a hard denial and fall back down to about 13 according to this chart, just kind of like what we saw here. Now I'm not going to include $15 as an actual pivot point since it wasn't tested very often, but it was technically a double top at $15. This wick barely touching it, so I'm going to count this as one test, and this is one test. So just keep in mind that if we hit 15 again, that's a potential triple top, and we could see another hard denial there. Now let's go to the bottom of this chart and take a look at our relative strength index, see what that's got to tell us. We have a nice oversold point here, really clearly defined as this chart tends to run, nice and clearly defined, good for technical analysis. So let's see, the last oversold point from overbought is here, and before that, here. Let's just kind of, I'm just going to kind of make a few of these, because this is actually a pretty interesting chart. Alright, so we had an uptrend, downtrend, uptrend. So obviously you can already see that this thing loves to swing. And then we had pretty big downtrend here. So we're still in a pretty powerful downtrend technically. So we got to make a higher oversold point, which is probably going to be right around that $13 mark if we get some legs on the stock. If it starts getting more bullish, I think we'll probably break 13 and then dip here. We'll go oversold right around $13. And then if we do, let's say maybe right around here or so, we will have a higher oversold point, and we could technically be initiating an uptrend, getting ready to test 1350 and getting ready to gap up to 1450. So let's kind of see what happens there. But really, 1265 needs to hold, and luckily, as we already discussed earlier in this video, after hours did break that 1265 resistance and is trading at 1274 now. So we could see 1265 as support, which is going to be really nice. But if 1265 does break again, we might see it falling off all the way to about $12.20. That's the final area of support that I have on this chart for now. And that's really not because that there's no support under it. There is support under it, but after hours did push us back above 1265, so let's see if that holds, and if it doesn't, I'll update this analysis with some lower areas of support. But as it is now, it looks like it's trying to leg back up. The 13 SMA is still above the 20 SMA, even after all this red. So the stock is definitely fighting. The bulls are definitely fighting, and if we can make a higher low, then we're setting ourselves up for a nice increase. So really, we need to see what happens coming up. We had some big moves the last few days on this stock, so let's see how the rest of this week performs. And depending on the performance, I will make another update analysis to this video. If it just kind of channels and doesn't really move a lot, then I'll probably leave it for a while. But if we do see it approaching $13, if we do see it break 13, I'll update this analysis. And if 1265 breaks to the downside, I will also update this analysis. But if we just kind of see it channel, well, I want to see what that channel does. So that's about all I got to say for now. I hope this video helped you guys out, and Evolve Trading, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any other suggestions or comments, please let me know, and I'll be happy to take a look. Have a good one.